Time for another volunteer spotlight. Today's spotlight is on Mr. Jim Sorley. Where are you from originally?
I was born in Arizona, but my family moved to New Mexico. I grew up near Albuquerque. And,
Are you prior military?
yes, I am. Mm-hmm.
Which branch?
I was in the Navy for a couple of years, and I went in the Marine Corps for about 10 years.
What was your job?
In the Navy, I was a sonarman. In the Marine Corps, I was a pilot. I went to sonar school. I got assigned to a ship that never left the pier, so I never stood sonar watch. I just painted the whole time. It was during the Vietnam years, so.
And then you went into the Marines after that.
Well, I went to college. I went to Navy ROTC because I wanted to be a pilot, and I got my private pilot license at a Navy flying club when I was at sonar school. And so I just worked through that. Got the Marine Corps had guaranteed flight school, which I liked, and so I signed up with the Marines and went on from there. And then I went to the airlines after that.
Do you have a tie to the base, to Hill?
I met my wife here. That was the biggest tie. I was in the Marine Corps on a cross country with two A4s. We were flying, me and another guy, and we landed here on a cold night. We were in our flight suits, and we went to the officers' club, and we were kind of worried about eating in our flight suits because they have dress codes. And the guy says, "Were you here for those? You see, those two women are expecting you." And I go, "It's two women." He said, "You guys are Marines, aren't you?" "Yeah, well, they're expecting these two Marines to come in, so we'll check that out later. Let's eat first, you know." So we ate, and then we met these two women that were over at the officers' club there, and we hit it off and went from there.
So how long have you been a volunteer here?
I think a year and a half now.
Why did you start volunteering?
Well, I've lived here almost 30 years, and I used to go by the museum all the time, and I like airplanes, and thought, just check it out and see what it's like to be a volunteer, and I find it very rewarding and satisfying. So.
Do you have a tie to any of the planes in here?
I flew the OV-10, not the one here, obviously, but I flew the OV-10, and the other planes I flew in the Marine Corps that they don't have here at the museum. That was the A4 Skyhawk and the T2 Buckeye.
What's your favorite thing about being a volunteer here?
Just being around these airplanes, answering questions for people, being able to talk with other pilots and former military people who worked on aircraft, and it's a nice way to get out of the house and be with other people.
Do you have any hobbies?
I have an airplane I've had for almost 40 years. It's up at the Morgan Airport, and I work on that and fly it. My son's flying it now. And it's an airplane. I forgot to mention it's an airplane that you have at the museum here. It's a Piper L4. So I took General McReynolds in my L4 when they bought the L4 here.
Oh, really?
He wanted to get a flight in one just to remember what it was like to fly it, so I took him up in mine. And I like riding motorcycles. I have a sidecar Russian motorcycle and also a two-wheeler, and like drawing and things like that.
Well, I want to thank you for being a volunteer here. We really appreciate your help and your service to us. We really appreciate the time you donate to us and the things you do for us here at the museum.
Well, thank you very much.